Up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Listen, no need for the breakdown. You understand what's going on here. What's going on is we're going to talk about some Nintendo stuff. We're gonna basically get into some news type stuff. Before we get crazy, before we get wild, I want to do this. I want to talk about two things, or one thing, really quickly. I think I have to change the format up a little bit with this show. What that means is this. I don't believe that I can transfer Nintendo Guru Daily directly to YouTube right away. I have to wait 24 hours. It's part of an exclusivity deal between myself and Twitch, that anything that streams live on Twitch, I have to wait 24 hours to move it over. That said, I'm still going to put the stuff on the podcast side. I'm going to keep going along with that and doing that stuff, but this might be up a day later on YouTube. So if you miss it, come back here to Twitch to check it out if you really want to be a part of it, or just go over the next day and check it out on YouTube. I apologize for that, but it's kind of out of my hands. And this whole system actually works very fluidly for me, and it's perfect for me to do. So I really don't want to go back to doing videos, trying to find time to stream. I'd rather just do it this way. So that said, first rumor that's basically coming out, Crash Team Racing is apparently going to get a remaster for, we don't know. Obviously is the number one is going to go to PlayStation. Whether that comes to the Nintendo Switch remains to be seen. Will it be a timed exclusive on PlayStation, just like Crash Trilogy was? And as Spyro is rumored to be, there is heavy talks as well in the rumor mill that Spyro is coming to the Switch very soon. The developer is working on it, or trying to work on it. They're taking a long, hard look at things. Activision has declined to answer Eurogamer. Eurogamer reached out to Activision today and was like, is this a true reality thing? Is this going to happen? They're not saying neither here nor there. Again, will it come to the Switch? It did very well, my understanding, on the Switch. So I would think, and I think it basically harkens that it would come to the Nintendo Switch because of how well the Crash Trilogy did. It almost seems like a no-brainer to me, but I don't know. Crazy things have happened. It could be a situation where Sony is very unhappy with it going over to the Switch, the original Crash Trilogy going, and maybe they just throw more money at Activision to make it a long-term exclusive for the PlayStation. I don't know. I know that if I was a Sony exec, I don't know how I would feel about something that was basically mine for many years on a Nintendo console. I would probably fight a little harder to keep it off of there, but at the end of the day, I'm not even sure they even care. They probably don't. They have so much going for them right now that I don't think this is even a blip on their radar. I think the timed exclusive is the bigger deal for Sony than actually keeping it an absolute exclusive over there. Time will tell on this one. But here's a rumor. This is the big rumor. This is the one that you probably clicked to come and watch and all that stuff. Metroid Prime Trilogy apparently is going to be announced Thursday on the Game Awards. Leave it to a retailer to totally leak this and drop the ball and mess this up. A retailer in Sweden actually put the placeholder up for the game for sale, and it's there. It is live in color. Like, there's the cartridge, the case, and all that stuff. A lot of people have felt this was going to get announced anyway. This has been a heavily rumored thing to be happening. I think that the retailer kind of leads people to think like, hey, this is a strong possibility to happen. Doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but man, it makes a lot of sense for Nintendo here. Let's think about it. You have a new game coming, Metroid Prime 4. You need a gap fill on this game. You need some time to let that thing stew and cook and have people back off of it a little bit. And what's the best way to do that? Two ways. One, well, two people you're going to go after. One, you're going to get the old-time fans that love the series kind of rekindled and back in love with this game. You're also going to give them the motion controls that were so strong with Prime 3 on the Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry, on the Wii. And then later they brought it to the Wii U. And they basically did the trilogy and they updated it and made it where you could use them controls across all the games. I wonder, more or less, if they're going to touch this game at all. It doesn't seem like it. I would like to see an up-res to it. I would like to see a remaster to this thing and really make it look gorgeous. But I don't know that that's going to happen. I guess time will tell, ultimately, on this one. The other thing that it does is, listen, it's been a long time since a Prime game has hit any console. And there's a big gap between the fans and people who have never played a Metroid Prime game before, ever. And I think, ultimately, you need to answer the call and get people to rekindle, but not only, you need to let new people experience this for the first time. It makes all the sense in the world for Nintendo to do this. All the sense in the world. It would be huge for Nintendo to do this. I think it's the smartest thing they could do. I think that if they don't do it, it's a huge mistake on their part. It's a big missed opportunity on their part if it doesn't happen. I guess we'll find out ultimately on Thursday if this is coming, if it's not. For me personally, I'm not that excited about it. I have never played the Prime Trilogy only because I can't play the Prime Trilogy. I get seasick. I'm going to try these C-bands and give it a whirl again. I'm going to try again. But I'm not that hyped about it because I'm like, if these don't work, it's kind of a waste for me. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to give it the old college try, as they say. But I'm hoping that's not the only announcement from Nintendo. I really am. I want something to get announced that's something that we don't know about. And not that we know about this trilogy, but what I mean by that is something that we don't even have any, it's not even on our radar at all. Like, the Prime series is on our radar because Prime 4 is coming, and it's already people talking about this. I want something that we don't know about. I want something that they're just like, hey, by the way, we're working on this. Even if it's a Smash character, that would be a huge reveal at the Game Awards. And that would make a lot of sense as well, to be like, oh, one more thing, like Reggie did last year. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. So real quick, before we wrap this up, I'm going to jump into the chat and see if there's any questions, comments, any of that type of nonsense. Not a whole lot. Ted is saying that all I can say is I want it to be on the Switch. I like it on the go in the series. If not, then go back and play it on the Wii. I think that makes a lot of sense, Ted. I think it makes a lot of sense to have Prime on the Switch so you could play it on the go, you could play it at home. That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, anything. I mean, that's the selling point for everything. That's the reason why everything is wanted on the Switch, just for that ability to play here, go, take it where you want to do, and do all that stuff. I think it's a big move for Nintendo. I think this has to happen. So, with that is all. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to play a little bit of Fortnite to start things off, probably about an hour, and then we'll shift to something else. I'm not really sure what I'm going to play. I might jump into the Octopath. Time will tell. We'll see how my mood feels as we go. Might do some multiplayer, maybe play Mario Kart, maybe play Splatoon, depending on what you guys want as well. So give me like 2 minutes. I just want to switch over, set up, get my chair here, get the TV on, all that stuff. 2 minutes, and I will be right back. So with that, peace out, Preston.